60 minutes. That's the maximum length of a single TikTok video now, longer than a sitcom episode. But the app didn't start there. It began with 15-second clips, bite-sized loops designed to be consumed in a blink. Then, it stretched, and stretched until the average user now spends more time per day on TikTok than they do watching traditional television. The platform didn't just grow, it engineered addiction, and it won. By every measure, it won. That's what makes it unsettling. TikTok didn't just build an app, it reverse-engineered the human brain to keep you scrolling longer than any casino ever could. The people who designed this system aren't gamblers, they're scientists, and their lab is your phone. How did a 60-minute video app out-engineer Vegas casinos at keeping eyes glued? And who exactly gets paid every time you lose control? The answer isn't what you expect. It involves a generation born into the internet, a hidden war for your attention, and a machine that learns your weaknesses faster than you do. This is the story of the algorithm that turned your feed into a slot machine, and the quiet billionaires cashing in on every swipe. You falls off a table. You laugh. You tap again. A dance move loops twice. You feel a small jolt, like a slot machine landing cherries. But this machine never stops spinning. TikTok didn't invent short videos. It invented a reward system that makes every swipe feel like a potential win. The mechanism is borrowed straight from Vegas, variable reinforcement. Casinos learned decades ago that unpredictable payouts keep players pulling the lever longer than fixed ones. TikTok applied that to attention. Each 3-second clip is a spin. Sometimes you get a laugh, sometimes a surprise, sometimes nothing. But the next swipe might be the jackpot. Pause here and ask, if TikTok's videos are only 3 seconds long, why do you end up watching for hours? Because the app doesn't just show you short clips, it learned to time the jackpots. The algorithm studies your micro-reactions, how long you linger, whether you replay, if you share. It builds a model of your dopamine triggers. Then it feeds you a sequence where the wins arrive just often enough to keep you chasing. The shortest videos are the most addictive. They deliver a reward before your brain can register the cost. Now consider the upper limit. TikTok allows videos up to 60 minutes longer than a sitcom episode. That's not a feature, it's a trap. Recall the 3-second jackpot hook. Once the algorithm has you hooked on quick hits, it can stretch the loop. A long video becomes a binge session, disguised as a single spin. But the real jackpot isn't yours, it's being collected by someone you've never met. Staring at screens that never sleep. These are the engineers who built the recommendation engine, the invisible team that decides what Gen Z can't look away from. Their tool, a feedback loop that measures every millisecond of hesitation. You pause for half a second on a cat video. The algorithm notes it. You rewatch a dance clip. It logs the exact frame that held you. Then it feeds that data back into itself, retraining overnight. The result is a system that knows your dopamine triggers better than you do. But here's the contradiction. This same team also builds the censorship filters, the ones that quietly remove content from minority creators or scrub political posts that challenge the company's home government. TikTok states many of those early moderation policies are no longer in effect. Yet the pattern persists. The algorithm learns what to suppress as efficiently as it learns what to promote. Therefore, the engineers aren't just shaping what they watch, they're shaping how they think. Their paychecks grow every time you swipe, but so do the hidden costs for the people who make the clips. The creator posts a dance video. The algorithm buries it, not because of the dance, but because of who she is. TikTok has censored content from minority creators, quietly demoting posts that might remind you the world isn't a frictionless scroll. Political content related to China and other countries gets the same treatment. The platform stated many of its early moderation policies are no longer in effect, but the pattern persists. Why? Because a user who sees a protest, a crackdown, or a minority voice speaking freely might stop, might think, might close the app. The trance depends on emotional safety, no anger, no guilt, no complexity. Therefore, the algorithm learns to suppress anything that breaks the spell. Now ask, if this algorithm is so powerful, could it also be used for good, or is that just wishful thinking? The same system that buries a Uyghur dancer could amplify a climate scientist. But the business model doesn't reward truth. It rewards time. Those emissions aren't accidents. They're part of the business model. The 8-minute documentary on the fall of an empire. The algorithm notes you watched the first 3 seconds, the exact frame where a narrator said everything changed. It doesn't care about the rest. It learned that the 60-minute limit isn't for finishing, it's for starting. Because the longer a video can be, the more hooks it can plant. And the more hooks, the more likely you'll abandon it halfway, only to be fed the next video that picks up exactly where your attention drifted. Recall the 3-second jackpot hook, that instant dopamine hit that made you stay. Now twist it. The 60-minute limit turns the app into a trap that never lets you finish, only start again. And that endless starting is exactly how the algorithm learns to keep you scrolling, setting the stage for who profits from your lost control. Protest erupts in a city square. Within hours, a 15-second clip of the moment is on millions of feeds. Raw, unfiltered, spreading faster than any news network can fact-check. Internet activism uses social media for faster communication, and TikTok has become its most powerful engine. They don't just watch, they organize. But the same algorithm that amplifies a protest can also bury it. TikTok has censored political content related to China and other countries. It has removed videos from minority creators. The platform that gives voice can also take it away silently, without appeal. Therefore, the very technology that hijacks your attention is the same one that can mobilize a movement. The double-edged implication is this: you are both the product and the participant. The choice is yours, but only if you see the matrix first. The algorithm doesn't want you to find what you're looking for. It wants you to keep looking. How did a 60-minute video app, longer than a sitcom episode, out-engineer the most sophisticated casinos in the world? And who gets paid every time you lose control? The turning point comes when you realize the machine isn't just recommending content. It's mapping your hesitation. Every pause, every rewatch, every split-second skip feeds a model that predicts your boredom before you feel it. Casinos use lights, sounds, and the occasional free drink. TikTok uses your own brain against itself. The engineers built a system that learns your threshold for novelty faster than you can name it. But here's what remains unknowable. Whether the algorithm reflects your desires or manufactures them, the line blurs. The profit flows to the platform, but the cost is measured in attention. Yours, a generation, born in the mid to late 1990s, grew up inside this machine. They never knew a world without it. The lesson is uncomfortable. We chase certainty in a system that profits from our uncertainty. The algorithm thrives on the gap between what you want and what you might want next. Next up, how YouTube Shorts is copying TikTok's playbook and why it might already be too late to stop.